Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Harry channel, and with me tonight we have Minions 2. There may be a late Sora Luna, but for now we have DrFunctional.
Hello.
And SkepTok.
Hi, everybody. What do you know, Harry? What's new, bud?
It was actually a relatively slow news week. But things have just gotten so fast that slow is still like a roller coaster going 110 miles an hour off a cliff. It is insane how much stuff is going on these days. You remember what it was like 20, 30 years ago where everything that you needed to know was just on the front page of the Wall Street Journal?
Yep.
You could just here's the capsule summary of everything that anybody gives a shit about at like a large scale. And it was just one page.
How busy a news day it was. By going down the summary article column, remember that summary article column it had, and how frivolous it got. How when it started to get frivolous at the halfway down the column instead of 3/4 of the way down, that meant it was a slow news day. They would start having more stupid stuff and frivolous things not related to national news or business.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely true. Well, oh my gosh, I'm still, this will interest you. Well, we should talk to Functional first, and then you can say hello to all the people that are showing up in a bit. So let's skip over to Functional. Hi, Functional. How's your week been?
Really quick, it's just showing the @ of my YouTube handle again. Before, it was only doing that on like Monkey's channel, and now it's doing it here.
What is showing where? What?
On the watch page, it just shows @DJ Trunksta, which is very, very old handle of mine, instead of Functional.
On the watch page?
Yeah.
Oh,
in chat.
okay.
Weird. I had an interesting week, a couple injuries, and funny story I was about to get into before the show, which I am going to share now. I've been doing some legal stuff. Got a couple cases that need to be resolved soon, and just working, trying to bang out these last two rather large client orders. And so I've been, burning the candle at both ends, and really tired, not getting much restful sleep. And so I took my meds, which do a good job of knocking me out at night. And I want to say it was like Wednesday or Thursday night. I like my balcony door wide open. Middle of winter, I don't care. I want that fresh air in. It's a corner unit, so I don't have a lot of options for crosswinds. So the balcony door does in a pinch. And as many of you might know, I have a little black kitten named Onyxia, and she's fully black. Fully black. So lights are down. Go to close the door, go to bed, pass out, wake up the next morning. I'm like, that's weird. The cat's not in the bed with me. She likes, leeching the human body heat. Like, whatever. She's probably hiding under the couch or something. Don't think anything of it. Go start making my morning coffee. Meow, meow. I'm like, oh, shit. She snuck out when I was closing the door, like the moron that she is. And had spent the entire night outside on the balcony, which not the best idea, but she survived. It's not a huge deal. She's got a built-in fur coat and everything, and it's not that cold yet. And again, corner unit, so it's not really exposed to the elements. I just felt like shit because she's a tiny little thing, and Daddy kind of forgot about her.
Don't worry, you'll pay.
She was sleeping rough. Your cat was homeless for a night.
For a night, yeah. I was sleeping rough. I wanted my little... she likes doing this thing where she'll get under the blankets and tiny little things. So she's not much heat, but little warm heating pad next to my calves. And it's cute. I have a couple pictures of when I wake up in the morning, I take a couple pictures of her, and she's got her one paw draped around my leg, and then she's just looking up at me like this doughy-eyed little schmuck. And she's cute. So I mean, I was sleeping solo for a night too.
Yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the softer side of DrFunctional.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it. It's normally just like, here, let acid and lava, come forth from my mouth as I tell everyone how much I hate everything. It's not quite that bad.
He's just lonesome for a little pussy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, more ways than one. There is honestly two things that get me all soft and gushy, and that's my animals and my ladies.
Yeah.
If I'm involved with someone, I turn into a puddle of goo. What can I say? But back out on the street, I'm just like, watch where you're going, asshole. Back to good old DrFunctional we all know and love.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyr.
Yeah, I know how it is. So, SkepTok.
Sir.
How's it going?
Got any better? I'd probably have to hire somebody to help me enjoy it.
Just to deal with all the surplus joy.
It's just that kind of a day.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of interesting since I've been on this. I haven't talked much about this, but I've been on a health and fitness kick in the last couple of months, and I've lost about 20 pounds.
Nice.
Cut wheat and a lot of meat out of my diet. Really, just I'm a lot smaller person than I used to be.
Very
and
nice.
It's amazing the health benefit, the direct health benefit, not just the live longer kind of stuff, but you feel better almost immediately within a week of just correcting my diet, which I had just let slip out of sheer inertia. And so when you ask me how I'm doing, I'm really doing quite well. And
Yeah.
it's a result of just kind of taking this in hand and doing something about my physical and mental situation.
That's fantastic, Skep. Good to hear.
Yeah, I went ahead and I have all my insurance through I have a high deductible insurance thing combined with a health spending account, which is a great thing for self-employed people.
Catastrophic coverage, and then eat an apple a day, right?
Well, it's not really catastrophic so much as just high deductible. So my deductible is about $8,000, and so I get this new card, and they show you, they give you examples of how your new health insurance is going to work for you, and they say, here's Becky, and she's going to have a baby with 9 months of prenatal care and then a delivery in the hospital and stuff. The cost of all this is $2,875. And then it says, you pay $2,875. And it just goes through all these examples of things that can happen to you, how much they cost. And every single one of them, I end up paying 100% of it. Right. And I'm just like, you could have saved us all the paper. It could just be, just one little sheet of paper says, you have a high deductible account. Anything that happens is on you unless it's really bad. The end.
Right.
Just save us all the ink. Don't bother to tell me all about this sort of stuff. But I just went on and went on to Quest because they're having a sale on. They're a big medical lab, and I just said, okay, well, which things am I going to do? Well, here's all the things that I have done every year, and just add these extra things in because reasons, and send them to my doctor. And if he wants me to run more tests, I'll run more on top of it. But it was just, $700 to have like just about every possible thing I'd want to have tested. It's like, I know what they're going to test. It's always the same crap every year.
I've been trying to set up my colonoscopy with the VA. They said, well, we've got something September 2 years from now.
Excellent.
So it's this for my annual physical. And they said, yeah, that's what we've got. I said, okay, well, can you cut me a voucher so I can go out on community? Community isn't much better, but I was able to at least get something in March. So that's I'm getting some diagnostic stuff done too, but I'm having to arrange it outside the VA. It's very interesting situation.
Well, basically the on sale now because it's like 25% off. You get all of the normal stuff done that somebody would have done at their normal physical, the blood work and the urinalysis, plus PSA. like $284. And the only reason you get that price is because they're not going to bill my insurance. I'm just going to pay them out of my HSA account. Done. And this is sort of the libertarian idea of how healthcare is supposed to work. Market competition, just, and then at the end of that even includes like a fee where a doctor will go over the results with me, which I don't need because I have a doctor. But you understand what I'm trying to say. It's like medicine as a commodity. It can work, actually.
It can, as long as you have plenty of money. If you can afford it, it's a great thing. Medicine in America is amazing if you can afford it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The level of medicine that you're talking about is available to 5% of the people in the country.
Well, with all the stuff going on with Amazon and, of course, Mark Cuban, who's an idiot, but at least he's doing stuff, there are a lot of things happening right now that could really drive basic medical care costs down.
I would.
We'll see. And
Cuban
really the biggest
acts
obstacle...
like
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Cuban acts like an idiot, but he invests like a master.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of times the biggest obstacle to making progress is like, well, education sucks. What can we do? Well, the teachers will stop us from doing anything meaningful.
Right.
And with doctors, well, what are we going to do? Health doctors will stop us from doing anything meaningful.
Yeah,
or people like them. But I tell you, the whole COOF thing with the telemedicine and the people that are in the government now, there's been a lot of movement to make things a lot more
open.
Yeah.
Accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should legalize all pharmaceutical. You want a pharmaceutical, you can walk down the street and buy it. Do whatever you want.
Well, with the exceptions of ones that might cause a social harm if misused. But yeah.
You and I disagree about that. But that's fine.
We can disagree. I stand by my guns that you should not be able to walk in with a mask on and pay cash for ketamine and walk out.
And I would say I would disagree with you.
And I would say the same thing with the antibiotics, because we actually are so close to losing control of things like the plague because it's become resistant to so many things. We're literally like one antibiotic away from losing control of a number of different things. So I don't think that people should be self-diagnosing.
Minocycline holding, having its finger in the biochemical dike.
But most of the rest of the stuff is fine.
Subject.
But
very complicated.
The thing is, we agree about 99% of the stuff on the list of stuff that would be allowed. So I'm just saying there's a few holdouts where there might be harm to other people because C. diff sucks, and I don't need somebody just chewing on Keflex like it's Captain Crunch in the morning.
You want to control the radioactive dyes too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Radioactive dyes in people's hands. There are some practical things. You're absolutely right. You're right to address them, but in the main, they should be legal and available.
Yeah.
If I want to use prazosin to control convulsions, I should be able to walk down the street and get some.
Yeah, all the
harmless alpha blocker,
the antiemetic things. Those are absolutely fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Now, are there people that are going to do harmful things to themselves and then use those to cover up the symptoms and accelerate their demise? Yeah, sucks to be them.
Yep. That's Dr. Darwin doing his important research. Get out of his way.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about something. Oh, wait, you have to say hello to everybody. Did you already do that?
No, I haven't. Jay Blizza is here. DJ Trunksta is here. Hello, guys. It's nice to
That's me.
Have you with us. Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah, for some reason, it's not showing my name. It's showing my @channel name.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's being wicked retarded.
Oh, and Silver Raven Wing is here as well. Alexander the Scourge is as well, unless that's somebody else. That's something that you
Tyr.
And let's see. I think that's everybody in chat. Anyway, thank you. What's going on, Functional?
A wild serenity appears.
Okay.
Yep.
Hola.
Yay!
Hey. So
Not gonna be a sausage fest tonight, mother
no,
effers.
somebody is here to keep us on the straight and narrow. Anyway, So, anything you'd like to share about your delightful week?
Are you talking
I
to
think-
functional?
Talking
or
to Serenity.
me, or
Serenity.
you're talking to Serenity? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally got the turkey. Well, part of the turkey because we don't eat a full turkey in my house. And we already have everything else, including rolls. So all I have to do is start cooking everything on the day of. And since it's a little tiny turkey breast, it's only going to take a couple hours, and that's about it. It's a good week so far.
I think was it you that posted that Alton Brown put out a
Yeah.
turkey thing? It's nice to see him making that again. Let's see.
He didn't use the turkey derrick this year, though, so I was kind of sad about that because I love watching him do the turkey derrick stuff.
Yes, I will tell it.
All
Serenity.
right, let me stop
Nixie
it
says
from
hello.
playing.
Hi, Nixie!
Or sorry, she says meow.
Meow, meow.
Exactly.
There we go. That's the perfect freeze frame for Alton Brown.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the Alton scale, Serenity?
No.
Okay, so I came up with this concept many years ago, and some people are very expressive with their faces. It's just, I mean, I know it's just sort of TV presenter 101, but he was really, really expressive. And I found that when I got TiVo for the first time, and I could pause it, like, okay, I'm going to pause this and get up and go into the kitchen and get a snack, whatever. Right? So you pause it, and then there's Alton's face in freeze frame. And more often than not, he would have a ridiculous look on his face. And I decided, I came up with the Alton scale. And the Alton scale is, you know, like what percentage of the time you randomly pause somebody and they have a weird look on their face. And that becomes one Alton. And then everybody else is a fraction of an Alton. I've never found anybody who is more weirdly expressive than him in terms of the pausing.
And I love the fact that it seems a lot more real than some other individuals that are out there. And I'm not saying that because I know someone in particular, just because there's a bunch of individuals. But it's just like he's completely aware of the fact that it's wacky, but that's so much of a part of who he is that it's just kind of there. The thing that made the entire episode funny was every single time it would come back to him at the table talking, he had a different cocktail.
Well, I mean, you could do worse if you want to learn how to make a turkey.
And there's the chicken, the paper mache chicken that he always had on Good Eats. And like all of the transitions are all Good Eats transitions and all that kind of stuff, which is great.
I like Alton Brown. I like Alton Brown just fine. I also enjoyed his motorcycle tour things too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought feasting on, I mean, it's probably not a mistake to say that feasting on asphalt was one of the things that planted the little seed in my mind that I should maybe get a motorcycle.
He also did a feasting on waves.
He did, and I saw both of those things. And I guess
don't surf.
Maybe this is wrong, but I feel like in some way seeing Alton doing that, a guy who I think is like smart and careful and all those sorts of things, kind of normalized it for me.
Yeah.
And made it so it's like, you know, this might be okay. Maybe I could do this. And if I show up at a customer's and, you know, I have like a motorcycle helmet, they're not going to think I'm some kind of freak. And overall, I think he seems like a great guy. All of his content is good. Everything's well thought out. 4 stars. Alton Brown is great. I know if I dig deeply, I'm probably going to find that I hate his politics or something, but whatever. Alton Brown, I think, is a great guy, and his content is fantastic, and people who are interested should definitely watch it.
As far as I know, he keeps it pretty agnostic in public,
well,
which is good because,
well, why split your audience? It's dumb.
Well, the thing is, he's very publicly stated that he's been slightly conservative leaning most of his life, and that's the extent of what he talks about. He does. I don't think in any of the interviews, I don't think I've ever heard him talk about Trump. I don't think I've ever heard him talk about any of the Democrats. Because he's also, it's the splitting of the audience, but also the man lives in the South.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's,
and he seems to relish in traditions.
Yeah.
Which is typically a more air quotes conservative type thing to do, is to be, you know, honor your traditions. He's big on things like, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas and feasts and, you know, but yeah, I mean, like you said, he's been more or less just sort of like, I want to talk about food and drink. I don't care about politics. You don't care about my politics.
Yeah. And you shouldn't care about my politics.
Exactly.
But personality-wise, he's not an empty vessel.
No,
And there are definitely people who make this kind of content who just come off as being an empty vessel. Like maybe they know about their target subject, but they don't really know much about anything else or have anything else really to bring to the table.
What's like the reason why I don't watch a lot of the stuff that Here We Feast does. It's a YouTube channel. They were the ones that the spicy chicken wings thing where he talks to celebrities.
First We Feast.
Yeah. I don't watch a lot of the other personalities. I respect what he does. I forget the bald guy's name, but like the way he interviews comes off mechanical, and I can't watch it because it feels fake to me. And but it's like, and like a lot of like Alton did, he did something with one of the other like cooks. That's like she's an Asian girl and she was cooking stuff, and she didn't know how to handle him. And when he was on the Wing show, the presenter didn't know how to handle him either. He's abrasive, but he's not condescending, if that makes sense. Because that was the only reason why I watched either one of those shows, is because he comes back very much with, like, he was tasting the hot sauces directly from the bottle, trying to figure out what was in them. Because that's just who he is. And like I said, he's abrasive because he's very direct about things, because he's been in showbiz for eons, because he directed the REM video from years ago, the one that they're most known for.
Losing My Religion.
Yeah. So he's been in it for so long that I just don't, and he's big city Southern. And so he just doesn't care. So he'll try to be as polite as he can, but at the same time, he's very direct, and that can come off abrasive for people who don't grow up with that kind of thing. Like my grandfather was like he was. So I think he's funny. Because I know it's not coming from a place of place of arrogance or anger. It's just coming from we need to get shit done. Let's get shit done.
But Alton is not like that. Alton is great.
No, that's what I'm saying. Alton has that personality. He's abrasive kind of a little bit, but he's not hateful. That's what I mean.
Yeah, he's direct, but friendly.
Yeah, he's one of the very few Food Network people that I would be like, if I could just sit down and just go to a diner with this man, I would love it. Most of the rest of them, I think they're either too far up their own butt, or they think too many of them are like Bobby Flay. They think they're a god and they're not.
Well, not to get too far off topic here, but a number of the Food Network people definitely have issues.
Oh, yeah.
That's just an understatement. And a lot of food people in general have issues. And
I think it's just part and parcel.
And sometimes they kind of turn it around. You can tell, especially with guys, they'll have this sort of epiphany that if I stay angry and mean and all these other things, it's not going to end well for me. You reach this thing, because I've seen guys who were absolutely just the most unpleasant people. Like the guy who ran into one of his subordinates on vacation. The guy came over and said hi, and said, "Hey, you know me?" And the guy looked up and said, "I come to places like this to get away from people like you." And even he had that talk with his doctor and had the epiphany and turned into a nice guy eventually. At least one thing you can say about Steve Jobs: skip that whole thing. Just like pure plutonium his whole life until it was all over. He never had the epiphany, but you know what I'm talking about, Skep.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking, especially with Jobs.
Especially a lot of these guys just kind of realize that if they don't turn it around, well, for one thing, they're never going to get as much done.
Right.
Because it's really hard to just rule by fear for decades at a time. It's a lot easier to have, you want people to respect you, but you don't want them to have an irrational fear of you. Like, if I happen to get into the elevator with Steve Jobs, I'm going to get fired for reasons that I can't control.
Yeah.
The problem from a management standpoint is tire their anxiety reaction.
Okay.
They stop reacting to being anxious from you, but they don't stop being anxious. Eventually, you drive people away.
Well, it's one of the few things that I don't even think George Lucas actually wrote this, but it's one of the few things that I think that I agree with that he ever wrote, which was Yoda's speech to Anakin in the first prequel movie. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. making people afraid of you constantly isn't going to fix anything. Fear is okay in small doses. It is not good in a continuous state because someone will do something stupid.
Yeah. It's a fine-tuning balance of crossing that line from respect and deference to fear.
Yeah. Or even just starting out in fear. But yeah, it's like my animals. Like, I've talked about before, like, I'm not exactly the best believer in a lot of these people who are like, my animal gets to make the choice on what it wants to do. Because I don't have the freedom living where I do to give my animals the freedom of choice sometimes. They understand that they understand as best they can as animals that they get choice to a point. But if I switch my tone, there's no brokerage for dissent at that moment, because I am mad about something, and that means that you need to listen and you need to do what I'm asking you to do. Like, my youngest dog, we had rotten potatoes that we hadn't had a chance to throw out yet, so they were in a plastic bag outside because they smell like hell. He had somehow gotten into them, and I said his name once. He ignored me, and I switched tone. He went, "Oh shit!" and he ran back in the house as quickly as he could. And it was just instantaneous. And but I can't have him afraid of me all the time, because dogs will snap and bite you if they get to that point. Some will do it for years, and some will only take it for a couple months, but you can't have that. And I apologized to him afterward. I didn't give him a treat or anything like that because I didn't want to reward in that way. But it's still, I told him he was a good boy for coming back in the house. But it was just, all my animals understand that when the tone comes out, no, you don't argue with me. You move, or you come to me, or you go where I tell you to go. And that's the end of it.
That's the mom voice.
Somebody's got to be in charge.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
And like Skep said, like, when people are just afraid all the time, it's just the anxiety, the showcase of the anxiety goes away, but the anxiety is always kind of right there underneath the surface, just slowly eating your adrenal glands away.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
precisely right.
And that's when you have the person show up being a psycho with a knife or a gun at the business and doing stuff they shouldn't.
Well, used to call it going the F hunting.
Yeah.
I actually had an employee that I was in charge of who I was legitimately afraid that he might do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was tense. It was very tense because you have to have a lot of very careful conversations with people about, well, what plans are in place and what is security doing? And anyway,
just do what Dane Cook says. Make friends with him.
Actually, things did go okay. We actually sort of reached a resolution later.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. I remember sitting down and talking to him, and we got it all just sort of cleared up. He was just one of those mercurial people, and he just seemed a little scary, but he was not a problem.
Yeah, he was just intense, and people misread his intensity sometimes as something else.
Hey,
I've seen people like that.
Hey, Skep. The guy I'm talking about knows more about SCSI device drivers than anybody you could ever hope to find. Anyway.
I've known a couple of people like that.
Yeah, no, he was a good guy. Anyway, let's get the thumbnail out of the way. Okay, Arizona Attorney General asks State Supreme Court to revive case against Trump's 2020 allies. It's like she's coming up for re-election, and she thinks it's just going to be just great optics to get this TDS just outgoing.
Whip up the base.
And even if there was some funny business going on with a handful of people in the 2020 election in Arizona, I think that was the whole thing with the electors, and there was some stuff going on, and I don't think it was the Republicans' proudest moment. That said, her stupid little criminal case against Donald Trump here, let's just bring that up. It lists multiple unnamed accomplices or unindicted accomplices without giving their names.
Co-conspirators.
Yeah, but it doesn't, but you know who they are. But there's like several of them in here. At what point does it become almost like some weird deviant art fanfic about politics? Because it feels like we've passed, we're well out of the realm of logic and facts and reason off into some fantasy land.
Yeah, this is absolutely.
Yeah, an Arizona grand jury has indicted 18 allies of Donald Trump for their efforts to subvert the 2020 elections. Okay, and this was just gone, but she wants to dig this whole thing up again, and
nothing but in service of her own reelection.
Yep,
get the base out.
I have no way of knowing whether she's a good attorney general or not, but the fact that this is what she's stooping to try to bolster her career, her political career, seems pretty sus.
Oh, they not a good showcase.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's sad to see that people are resurrecting 5-year-old TDS as a means to try to get elected. But, what else has she got to run on?
Well, I was going to say, I think that's one of the that's the most interesting thing about that is that that's what they have to run on. That's their best shot. In their judgment, that's the way to pursue this. That's what they've got going for, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, if I don't know. I'm just going to set this aside in the interest of getting on to more interesting stuff, but it's just sad. Let's just all collectively shake our heads at this and be glad we don't live in Arizona.
I shake my head at you, lady.
The people of Arizona deserve better. I'm sorry. This is just not great. So, surviving relic of San Francisco's 1906 earthquake demolished without warning. As you well know, in 1906, San Francisco is built on top of the San Andreas Fault. In hindsight, maybe not the best decision anybody's ever made, but it's in fantastic position relative to a really great harbor. The San Francisco Bay is like God's gift to people, mariners and people shipping to the West Coast. Things were going to get built there, and then we learned about seismology. And there's a huge fault running right through San Francisco. In 1906, this thing kicked off, and it caught a big chunk of the city on fire. What didn't fall down caught fire. Burned. Huge swaths of the city burned.
Yeah.
And
all that North Shore area, all that burned, and it burned down into the city, all through Chinatown. It burned the shit out of there.
Yeah. Well, what they ended up doing was, because there were all these people that had no place to live, they built shacks. And people lived in these shacks while they basically rebuilt the city. And there's only a handful of these things still in existence. So you can see here, 1906 earthquake and fire refugee cottages, Camp Richmond. And hey, that looks pretty good. I know people who would pay money to stay in that as just like I got to get away from social media, find some woods somewhere where I could be. Well, some people decided that they were going to F around, and they've been working on some sort of project. And this, one of the few surviving shacks that they have like this that had protection, it was a historic building. You were not supposed to touch it at all, other than to keep it preserved.
Just tear it down.
So they just sort of decided, hey, well, maybe it's better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission, after they'd gone through multiple sets of the plans and they got turned down every single time. So they just tore it down. They just tore it down and said, oops. And I don't normally side with these people, but what's happening is they're saying, have fun rebuilding it, and you also owe us $500,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, sorry, go ahead, Serenity.
I was about to say, if the plans got turned down, bucko, they got turned down. Like, you can't sit there and talk about law and order, which I'm sure some of them probably did talk about law and order, and then give the bird to law and order and then expect not something to happen. Like,
yeah, and this isn't a case where like some people had this thing and then it was on the property and then it was half falling down and then somebody put protected status. No, somebody bought this property with this on there. This is a stipulation. This is part of the lease, part of the deed. You can't touch this. Cannot touch this. You have an obligation to protect it. Yada yada yada. And they just thought that they were cute. Oh no, we knocked it down. Oh no.
Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to do that, what you do is that you pay an illegal immigrant to run a car into it. That's what you do. If you really want to, and then go, oh no, that's what you do. You don't just bulldoze it and then act like, whoopsies. And like, come on, guys, think here.
Well, I think all the lighting it on fire for the insurance money type things have been played out. So they just decided, oh, well, we accidentally, while we were doing other work, just sort of tore down this historic building. I think $500,000 plus have fun rebuilding it is the appropriate message.
Yep.
Now, obviously, it really won't be the same because it'll be a recreation of the thing, and it won't actually be the original thing. Setting that aside, I do think this does send the right message to people.
I'll learn you.
Yeah. And again, I'm normally 99% of the time I am not on the side of these city planning people at all. This is one of those rare instances where, yeah, you did good, San Francisco. Let's see. Moving on in a similar vein, after 65 years, LA's most famous mid-century house hits the market. You may have seen this picture.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Stahl House, which has been photographed by Julius Schulman and a bunch of other people. And it is, for the first time in like forever, up for sale. The price isn't really disclosed, but we're thinking it's $25 million.
Minimum.
That's probably
walking around money.
That's walking around money. So this thing has survived, earthquakes. It's obviously well built, well maintained. It's a world famous piece of architecture. According to the article, they're claiming it's the most famous mid-century thing in California. Maybe it is, maybe
California,
it isn't.
in
I don't know.
In
California. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I can imagine there are going to be plenty of buyers for an iconic house overlooking the entire LA basin with a pool and land and all this sort of stuff. $25 million. I think that's, compared to other things I've shown you for $25 million, I think this is a steal. I bet it goes for more.
I mean, considering the nature of California, who knows? But the problem is that there's still it's like what Chris Pratt and his second wife did with their house. Like, their house was an iconic, I think it was an iconic mid-century home too.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gutted it and turned it into some minimalistic bullshit. So while I hope and pray whoever buys this treats it with respect, like the mid-century modern house that it should, there's always that chance you have some stupid fuck who has a stupid interior designer who wants to take the lazy way out, whispering in their ear about, we can just rip it all out.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
25 million.
I want to say that looks like the house that was in the first Fast and the Furious movie, but I can't tell if it's the one with the courtyard or not.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of LA. I really wish this was looking at almost any other city, but that's a view.
Mm-hmm. I wish it got more of the ocean, but yeah. That would make it past the $30 million mark. As if it was down in Malibu or Huntington Beach, was overlooking the ocean. That would make it go 30 million plus.
Or in the Front Range of the Rockies, like overlooking the city of Denver, or even the city of Colorado Springs.
Like a better view would make that thing like jump even more in price. Because like, oh boy, I get to look at a bunch of similar shaped buildings and they're all painted white.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, when you own a house like this, it is not yours to do with as you wish. It is protected. It is a landmark. It's going to, the 25 million is just the beginning of what it's going to cost you.
Yes. Yes. The upkeep on that is going to be out of
Yeah, this is not something where hey, let's all pool our money together and we'll rent it out for weddings. That's not what is going to happen here.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, there are a lot of things I don't agree with what California does. I'm that way with a lot of states, but I will give credit where credit is due about them making sure their stuff is protected. Like what was done with the cabins and being like, nope, you're going to rebuild it. They're butt bunch.
Yep, that sends a message.
Yeah, and it's like, I like the fact that some of these older, very iconic buildings are protected and stuff like that.
Well, let me show you a 1958 kitchen. I found a YouTube short with a 1958 kitchen in it, and oh my god, I love the fact that it's not a national landmark, but it's just beautifully preserved.
My kitchen was built in 1958, and while it's overall in pretty great condition for its age, this butcher block island has gotten pretty gross after so many years of cooking. Today I wanted to see if
What a great kitchen. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he has the fridge that has the doors that all match the cabinet doors.
Mm-hmm.
So it still looks like it goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen his stuff. Like, he's one of the few like restorer kind of people that I actually like because he doesn't try to skip steps. Because a lot of them will just put like chalk paint on it and then be done with it, or they'll just rip it out for some modern IKEA monstrosity.
Well, what you do is you paint these cabinets, kind of give them a little life, because all this wood just gets to be boring after a while, and then replace those countertops. No, I can't even joke about it. It's just
I was about to say, Harry, I'll come to California and slap you.
It's just
what is wrong with you?
But you got to love that all that natural light and the hanging light fixtures that they've got. That's a really nicely maintained house.
The dishwasher's a little.
But this is what home ownership is. Why home ownership is good, because when you have a bunch of people who rent or have government housing, it's like, well, what is your relationship to this place? It's a place that they've decided temporarily you can occupy it. Yeah, I think home ownership is key. Face. Sorry?
Keeps the rain off my face.
It keeps the rain off my face. Although with that sunroof, I bet you there's more than a little bit of caulk up there keeping the rain off your face. Those sunroofs are a pain in the ass to maintain from a
it
rain
looks like the light comes out of the middle of the sunroof.
I suspect it's probably in front of it, but
still, it's still a nice look.
I love this. This is fantastic. Anyway, that's just a little bonbon. That's not a major story. So something has been going on. There's been a little bit of a controversy going on recently, and a number of people have covered it. I don't know how many people know about this, but are you aware of this? The story about the DoorDasher.
Oh God, that dumb bitch! Jesus.
Who dropped off an order, and then supposedly her eyes were assaulted by a naked man sitting on a sofa when she went to deliver the stuff. I mean, the story goes as follows: DoorDasher making a delivery. She claims that the front door was open, and there was this guy who was basically naked, exposing himself, passed out on his sofa. And then she's like, well, I'm the victim, and put stuff on TikTok and made all kinds of statements and called the police and was talking about how this was an assault, which it isn't, because that's just the wrong thing to call it, even if it was a crime. Turns out the guy has a Ring doorbell and showed the police, no, my door was closed. He'd been partying and basically just passed out naked on his sofa. And she chose to walk in because the door was unlocked. And now the story has just sort of escalated, and it's ended with her going to jail. I mean, she isn't necessarily going to go to jail. She's going to trial, and the charges that she's up on could land her behind bars for several years, because she took pictures of a naked dude in his home without permission and put them out on blast on the internet.
Yeah.
What an amazing story. But
Rotten hell, lady.
But man, I mean, this whole believe all women thing seems to be well and thoroughly dead, because for maybe like a minute, everybody was hating this guy. It took very little time for this story to turn around and blow up in her face. And that's what we need to see, because everybody who fakes something like this sort of diminishes the claims of people who actually, need our help.
Did suffer.
Yeah. This is a terrible thing she did.
Well, the thing is that I guess it depends on what your social media pages look like, because mine were calling her out from the very beginning.
Yeah, she was getting called out really fast.
But it's one of those things where it's kind of like, and Ruin Leon, who's someone I watch because I like the fact that he's kind of like me going, just shut the F up for like 5 seconds and all that kind of stuff. But he's like, if it really happened, you contact DoorDash, you have a talk with them about it, see what the steps are. You don't just put it all over the internet, the drop of the hat. Like, that's not how you do these things. It's like you have to create some level of paper trail. Now, had it happened the way she said it happened, one, she put herself in massive amount of danger, because she's not a big girl. She's a tiny little thing. So that was stupid word go if it had been real, which it wasn't. And two, it's like, if he was the type of guy, because there is a form of exhibitionist for no matter what the gender of where they sit naked and have people react to them being there naked. But once again, that's a very dangerous thing to just kind of like, but the fact that she opened the door, it's like, sweetheart, if I'm delivering something, if I'm dropping something off, I knock the door and the door moves, I just immediately put the thing down, walk away. It's It's like, nope, I'm out. Nope, not going in your house. Not happening. Unless I see blood. If I see blood or like someone's like leg hanging from behind, from like around a wall or something like that, like they've passed out, like someone hurt them or something, or they hurt themselves, maybe then I would, but I'd be calling the cops first.
Well,
but yeah.
Shifting gears abruptly, DrFunctional. Is he there? He's muted. Okay, maybe he stepped away. Okay. Let's go with something else. We can't talk about this Canadian thing without DrFunctional. How about this? My sister was attacked by a coyote in our Bay Area town, and then our lives really changed.
Start killing them bitches.
Well,
stop trying to make friends with them, Californians. Kill them bitches.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of places that sort of abut wild spaces, and sometimes coyotes will end up in the neighborhood. And I don't know, I'm kind of I have multiple feelings about this particular article. So in the spring of 2020, my then 4-year-old sister and my mother were taking a walk near our home in Moraga when a lone coyote attacked them from behind, biting my sister several times on her backside.
Yep.
And yeah, and they go through here and talk about, the bites healed within a few months, but even now, over 4 years later, her emotional recovery is far from complete. In the months following the attack, my sister was too scared to go outside. She was even scared to be inside the house, thinking animals could just walk right through the front door. Through psychological care for her emotional needs, she ultimately was able to leave the house, go to school, and participate in extracurricular activities. But she is still scared. Not surprisingly, she's petrified of dogs, but also fears that extend at times to birds, squirrels, and a long list of other animals and activities. God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Please. This seems a little bit incredible to me. I mean, I can understand that she might be afraid after the attack, and that maybe like she needs some love and some therapy and some support. But 4 years on, she's afraid of squirrels? Come on. I don't know if...
She was 4.
Yeah. Humans are very resilient. Bad things happen to people all the time. It's all fucked up. But 4 years later, she's afraid of squirrels?
Yeah.
I feel like she's not getting the right kind of care, or the person writing this article is trying to make it doing some sort of Munchausen, look at how sensitive I am because I care about my niece. I mean, I would hope more healing would have happened in 4 years. I know I'm being the asshole here, but you tell me.
The issue, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, when you take into consideration that, especially with the fact that we've had stories about squirrels killing other animals in your state. And I've seen them do it here in West Virginia too, and it's usually when they're desperate for food because they can't find what they need. The issue is that she was attacked by an animal. It was trying to hamstring her, which is the reason why it went for her butt, which was basically clip every tendon this way she couldn't run. Thankfully, either the mother stepped in or something, or it got scared and stepped in. But I understand, because the human brain is not logical sometimes, and especially when you're a little kid, it's not logical. So the bird stuff could be she was here. It's because they make swift movements where they go real fast and they make noises in trees and stuff like that. And that kind of healing, it's a nice thought that 4 years on it would be fixed, but that's not how the human brain works sometimes. Now, is the sister probably being a bit hyperbolic? Most likely. I have no doubt, because all articles like that, any article in this kind of situation is going to be hyperbolic to a point. But at the same time, I can understand it. I've seen people who got bit by a chihuahua who were afraid of all dogs after that point, even though it was a chihuahua that bit them. Not a pit bull, not a Rottweiler, a chihuahua. I can punt one of those things. And one of them tried to bite me once, and I pushed it away. But trauma doesn't give a fuck. Trauma doesn't care. Trauma will turn it's like arachnophobes. They've done studies that shows that arachnophobes, when they see a spider that a non-arachnophobe sees, to them it's 3 times the size, and their brain just distorts it. At this point, this little girl, even if she got help, it's probably her brain has distorted it to the point of, I was with my mommy, I got attacked and hurt in my neighborhood, I'm not safe. and it's going to take a little bit longer for her to get back to what she needs to. Now, this also means the parents shouldn't be allowing her to sit in that state, but it's really hard to not comfort a crying child.
Well, yeah, you
who's now
comfort
at
her.
age 8.
You comfort her, and then you help her get her fortitude back. And if 4 years on she's afraid of squirrels, I feel like maybe the burden of care hasn't quite been met. But I admit I'm a hard ass about these things. I'm kind of curious. What do you think, Skep? I mean, 4-year-old girls get scared. Does it feel like maybe they haven't done enough to help her process her fear, as opposed to I don't know. I don't have the right vocabulary for this.
You need to teach coping skills, and it's not any more complicated than that. Coping skills for children, you inculcate these skills where they can adjust to things that happen to them in life, where they'll be ready for the harder shots that they take later. That's all that's going on here. Missing some training.
Oh God, she would have had to get rabies shots too. Oh, that poor little child.
Well, luckily they're not as bad as they used to be. But
I know, but still, that amount of shots that at 4 after also getting bit and probably getting
three
stitches.
shots. It's just 3 shots now, right? And it's in the big muscle. You can do it in the big muscle in the thigh.
Yeah, it's not too terribly bad, but
yeah, it's not the series of shots, the 7 shots in the stomach.
I mean, maybe I read too much history and stuff, but you imagine humans through the years, like when the Black Plague was going on, and that whole ring around the rosy thing, mm-hmm. that whole little nursery rhyme is about sinister. Plague. It's very sinister, and people
full of posies.
I mean, we live in such a comfortable time by comparison.
Yes.
I just worry that a lot of parents might not have the tough love thing down, where they're doing enough to help her move forward. It's easy for me to say because she's not my kid, right? I just think it seems a little sus that
the parents who don't train their children, who don't teach their children those skills, will end up with children who live at home with them, live in a big family home with children who never get married, never produce children. It's stunting us.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that have traumatized me. I'm not a big fan of rats. Kind of hate them.
We know you're not a big fan of rats.
Have a visceral reaction to them.
I feel like that's documented.
I think that's clearly well documented. And I used to, I've had 2 gnarly bicycle crashes in my life. Yeah. And after one of them, which was a road bicycle accident, it was really hard getting back on that bike, because I was a grown-ass adult, not a 4-year-old
mm-hmm.
girl. So getting back on that bike, and I'd see somebody who looked like they were about to turn into me because they didn't see me or something. I may have overreacted more than a few times, but it was only by actually getting out there and kind of facing that fear that I'm okay now. Because I didn't want to live my life like that. And I would hope that the parents are doing everything they can to help this girl not live her life being afraid of not just coyotes, but every other goddamn thing that might cause challenges for her. Because you want people to be tough. You want kids to be tough and resilient, because you can't protect them from everything that's going to happen.
Exactly.
Also, if you look at the paragraph above your highlighted, it said she had to get 20 rabies shots around her wounds.
Nice. Yeah.
So it wasn't 3.
No.
And
that still sucks. Yeah.
No, wait. There is.
I thought the treatment had been updated, but
yeah,
it depends on the hospital.
Yeah, it depends on what level of medicine they're practicing. You can still find places that do it the old way. Don't mm-hmm. think that there's not been advances, because there has. It's easily documented. Go on Grok.
But Functional's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Canadian favorite supermarket to open 3 locations in the Bay Area. Now, I've never heard of T&T Supermarket. Is that a Canadian favorite?
That's the Asian supermarket, isn't it? Chain?
Yeah, that's the big Asian chain. They're actually pretty decent.
Mm.
Like if you want to get some, I don't know what kind of success you'll have going there, given that there's already such a massive Asian community in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah, we have freakishly outstanding Asian markets here.
Yeah, I mean, so it seems a little superfluous, but like, you know, might be worth checking out around here without having to go to Chinatown, and having one actually relatively close to me is a lot easier than making all the way downtown to Chinatown to get some of my more how can I put this, like rarer, uncommon ingredients. So that's good. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, my main thing about Asian supermarkets and Pan-Asian ones, you know, they aren't like one specific type of sort of Asian food. The Pan-Asian ones, like your Ranch 99s, if I walk in and I can smell the seafood section from the door, I'm turning around, I'm walking back out. I don't care how cheap the Hello Kitty fruit roll-ups are or whatever. I mean, I'm just not going to be, I am just not going to shop in a market where I can smell the fish section.
Well,
that's not the fish.
Yeah, from what I've seen of some Canadian YouTubers, it's kind of like their own version of H Mart.
Mm-hmm.
H Mart's the one that's down here in the States. I think they have them up in Canada. I'm not sure though.
Never heard of H Mart.
Then yeah, they don't have them up in Canada. I'm never sure anymore.
Excuse me.
But TNT, from the video that she had, it's like a building the size of a Walmart, and it's just all East Asian foods. Like you can find Korean vegetables, you can find Japanese vegetables, you can find stuff from Japan, Korea, China, Thailand, all kinds of stuff. Now, but at the same time, like the Bay Area has the smaller ones that are people who've been established for years. So I have a feeling this is going to make a war.
Well, you're right and you're wrong. Some locations are big, like a Walmart, so it's like a Pan-Asian Walmart-sized grocery store. But you know, some are smaller. You know, like I don't know what because I could make an analogy here, but like a Trader Joe's.
Okay.
You know, kind of size, medium-sized. But like has pretty much anything and everything you need. And for me, as somebody who is a Pan-Asian chef, these places are just, you know, oh great, I couldn't find this type of wasabi or uni or something like anywhere else in all of Toronto, including sometimes Chinatown. But TNT will have it.
Yeah,
they're because of the nature of their store. They do a lot of trading with a lot of the producers back home in the Orient, let's say. Is that the proper, like, can we still say that, Orient?
Not technically, but we'll go with it.
You're not going to get in trouble from me, but I do want to make
more of a curiosity kind of thing.
I do want to make a point to the skeptics here out there. So so a lot of times you'll see like a whole city get sort of just taken over. Like Cupertino has largely just sort of been taken over by Asian businesses, and there's lots of specifically Chinese people who live in Cupertino. It's a nice city, go there all the time, and I shop there a lot of the time too. But it's not like every supermarket, like you suddenly go to your Safeway and then it's an Indian market, or you go to your Lucky's and now it's turned into an Asian thing. These are in some places growing up in malls where there wasn't, like failed shopping malls will just get turned into like a food court with 3 different Pan-Asian markets. So it's not like a replacement thing. It's a plus. It's like just more different stuff that I can buy and I don't lose anything in the process. You know, there's no loss here. There's no replacement theories, none of that sort of stuff. It's actually just like a bonus. So this is another thing. I wasn't going to put this in the show, but Fremont, which is in the East Bay, don't keep going or you end up in Oakland, and we know how that works out. But here we are, Osaka Marketplace. You just show up. There's just tons of food, and you can eat sushi and have like rice balls and all that sort of stuff. And stuff like this is just showing up all over the damn place.
And bento boxes.
Yeah. Love a good bento box.
Weeaboos. Gotta
Yep.
love 'em.
But anyway, I don't only like Japanese stuff. I like lots of stuff.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who were like, yeah, I'm going to pay $30 for a bento box.
Hey, Functional.
Yeah,
Oh, he's far away. Come back.
I'm just making coffee. I can hear you.
No, you can't see what I'm going to show you.
Maybe that's for the better.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Harry.
Here, we'll do a different story.
I can see you in a second.
Okay. Okay.
So, Grandpa, how's the South been treating you?
Great ever since I bought this Tesla robot at an auction in Charleston.
Oh, wow. Kind of weird seeing someone like you with one of these.
Everyone in the South has them now. It's a way of life. It might do you well to get yourself a clanker.
What did you just say?
Clanker? That's what they called, ain't it?
No,
This
Grandpa, they're called toasters.
This is Matt and Justice. These guys are doing a great job.
Just the way you're saying it sounds really wrong.
He ain't a real person. Maybe a fraction of a person at most. Like half or 3/4. Maybe somewhere in between.
There it is again. The way you're describing him just sounds a little racist.
Boy, you should see the way we talk to the clankers out in the field. This one here gets special treatment because he's a house clanker.
Jesus Christ. I feel like the universe is healing because 4 years ago, there is no way you could have put
No
this
way.
on YouTube.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Clanker, this sounds like slavery.
No, you city folk just haven't learned how to adjust
I don't know
to
about that,
reality.
Harry.
Sounds like an
no.
old way of life.
Here in
Yeah.
the South, we
They're
love
making
our
fun of the
clankers.
South.
We give
They
him
would've gotten away
shelter,
with
keep
it
him charged. But if he
100%.
acts up, I will whip him into shape and put him in the hot box.
Hot box? I'm leaving.
The hot box is his charging station, see? It heats up his battery using infrared light.
You're racist, Grandpa.
Because there was the whole
It struck me as funny.
That is great.
oh god,
That's
what's
just
what
greatness.
jogger synonym after the Ahmaud Arbery
Mhm.
thing
Yeah.
happened. People were just saying, okay, well, you don't want us to say I'm gonna say jogger, and it stuck for a while. But then once things, kind of cooled down, and I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. People like I forget her name, and Lily Gaddis and whatever, who were just like, I don't care. I'm going to say, and whatever happens, happens, and nothing happened. In fact, a lot of these, well, because they're easy on the eyes, white women got jobs at places like, censored.tv. But this is what's supposed to happen when you have actual racist words, is you use them until they become to the point where they become meaningless. The opposite of what happened to words you want to still have meaning, like calling everyone a fascist and a Nazi. Like, people just like, you could literally be looking at a goose stepping member of the SS, and people would be like, look, a Nazi, and people would just shrug their shoulders and go, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't care anymore because the word has lost all meaning. And that's what should have, and what had happened in the 90s and the early aughts of the N-bomb. I mean, the only reason I'm not saying the word right now is because this is not my channel. I have no.
You have no qualms. You have no qualms.
Let's just be fully open and honest here. I have no qualms if somebody cuts me off or does something that I want to insult them with, and they happen to be black. I will drop the N-bomb in public, and I don't give a fuck, because I know that will create an immediate, visceral, angry reaction, and that is what my intent is to, like, could I call them a faggot? Sure. Are they going to get as upset? Probably not, especially if it's a black woman.
Don't
They're
ever do
probably
that
not
in
going to care. They're
Philadelphia.
probably going to laugh it off. That's not my intent. My intent is to insult, to anger them to the point where maybe they will do something stupid, and I will get my way by causing them to be their own, hoist themselves by their own petards.
What are you going to say, Skep?
I said, don't ever do that in Philadelphia.
So you were talking, well, I
I've
personally
done it in New York and the Bronx.
Well, I mean,
Harlem.
I've got that E in my Myers-Briggs, and I will just start conversations with strangers. It doesn't bother me. I don't care what color their skin is. I really can't be bothered. It's not that I'm a good person. I just don't care. I'm just indifferent to stupid things like people's skin color.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I like good humor, and I like edgy humor too. So This is part of why I really enjoy Shane Gillis, because he's getting away with so much stuff. Here's a short clip of him, the comedian then.
One of the few comedians that didn't go to Saudi
Oh,
They
this
didn't have
guy.
anyone to play Hitler, so they called me. The studio called me. They said, Donald, could you please get us out of this?
He sent me 27 voicemails.
Hello, Lauren. This is Donald Trump, and I can be Hitler here. Watch. Bad Jews. Not good. Lauren, it's Donald again. If I need to be naked in this, which Hitler was, he was naked quite a bit. I do have a guy as a replacement. He has a big penis.
He took a perfectly good script and he improv the whole thing.
Look at the size of this crowd. We've got a lot of Jews here.
I don't think he ever read the script.
That guy right there, he's a Jew. No, I'm kidding. Don't get him. We could do something about the Jews. I might not, but we could. We've got big trains, beautiful trains. We could get them on.
I gotta tell you, I really do like Shane
my
Gillis.
God.
I really
That
do.
is so great.
It's an impersonation of somebody impersonating somebody. It's a double
I know.
impersonation.
I just love the meta aspect.
All right.
But I'm not going to kill the Jews.
And-
I wanna
and
work
this
with
is
them. that
funny.
so bad? I didn't like all the Jew stuff in the script. If I was to put anyone on a train, it would be Crooked Hillary.
Actually, he talks at another version of this that I've seen. He talks about Goebbels and he says, "Crybaby Goebbels." Anyway, I really do enjoy Shane Gillis. I'm going to have to get Netflix just so I can watch that stupid show where he works in a tire shop.
It's weird. Like, I've never found him particularly tickling to me.
Whenever he pretends
Maybe
to
I
be
just
Trump,
haven't seen
he's
enough of his
hilarious.
stuff. Yeah, I have seen that. I've seen him do that on Kill Tony. Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Kill Tony.
Okay.
You're right.
No, I know that the show is killed. I don't know if he's specifically been on.
He's done Trump, and he's also been Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
No. Dr. Phil is Adam Ray.
I could have sworn he's been Dr. Phil at least once, because I thought it was his voice pattern sounded similar, but
Okay, here's another Shane Gillis trip.
He reminds me
thing.
of Will Sasso.
Here's another.
This is
Black Dork Scientist.
he
What's
knows
this
his
Shane
history.
Gillis? I'm
You ever see
thinking
that
of
tweet
Tim
Norm hit
Dillon.
him with? So,
Okay, people cannot hear because you're talking. Hold on. Just let me play this.
the Black Dork Scientist.
Neil
You
deGrasse.
ever see that tweet Norm hit him with? So Neil deGrasse Tyson tweeted, "The universe is blind to our sorrows and indifferent to our pains. Have a nice day." Norm replied, he goes, "Neil, there's a logic flaw in your little aphorism that seems to be quite telling. Since you and I are part of the universe, then we would also be indifferent and uncaring. Perhaps you forgot, Neil, that we are not superior to the universe, but merely a fraction of it. Nice day indeed."
Oh, damn.
Norm just chilling at home, just hitting with it.
Man.
The thing I like about Shane, okay, you can talk now, is I just didn't want people to miss the part where he calls Neil deGrasse Tyson a black dork scientist.
Well, I mean, everybody's said that more than once. It's just like,
yeah, but he said it on a
was it you?
podcast. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I can't remember if it was you or Skep. I think it was probably Skep who pointed out that the only reason why he's famous is because he was the easy access scientist because of where he worked.
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was you. I think Skep added to it though, because I have no doubt he did. But it was just it was just a ease of access. Let's put it that way.
Right place, right time. He was 4 blocks away or something from Fox Studio, and all the other studios are right by there. So it's like, we need a go-to guy to talk about some science thing. Is he the best fit? No, but he's 4 blocks away. Let's get Neil in here.
He's Domino's. It's not the best pizza, but
yeah,
it's always
exactly.
And I don't hate Neil deGrasse Tyson on a personal level. I just feel like he's a perfect example of something that I realized a while ago. I know. Sorry, it's a weird humble brag. It's a weird humble brag. Oh, I figured this thing. No, but I mean, I had this thought years and years ago that anybody who talks for long enough is going to say stupid things. And Tyson is just like bloviating and trying to fill up space, and sometimes he just starts writing checks that he cannot cover with his mouth.
Spewing.
Yeah, just talking about shit that he doesn't know anything about, and he thinks that, because he embraces the scientific method. No. Neil, you're just not good. But Shane Gillis knows about history, and he's actually, for a guy who seems like he might be a short bus guy. He really knows a lot about a lot of stuff, and it informs his comedy. So I kind of appreciate the guy because I really like comedy.
Well,
I think he's very good. I think he's underrated, actually.
Well, he's one of the very few comedians of like his level in fame wise, that didn't go to Saudi Arabia to suck that dick. Even like Jimmy Carr, who I had a little bit of respect for, I've lost most of it now because it's like you cannot lecture me about free speech and go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You don't get to lecture me now. You don't get to act like you're because you deal with hecklers, some of whom may be plants, because I highly doubt all of them are just these perfectly timed hecklers with these terrible insults. Like, I'm sorry, Jimmy, eat dick. Bill Burr, burn in hell. Whitney Cummings, go do the only thing you know how to do, which is go F yourself, and you're going to still fail at it. Like, it's just like that entire list of just those bloviating buttholes. And he called him out. Like, I do not find Shane Gillis massively funny, but I have massive amounts of respect for the dude because he at least has a backbone. And he has no qualms about going after people who need to be got after.
Well, he does a particular flavor of humor. And I like the fact that it is informed with some knowledge. It's not just
100%.
It's not just him talking about his foreskin or something. There's enough of that stuff out there.
Or like the gross out humor. I hate gross out humor.
Okay, I need to do something nice for Skep.
Okay.
Actually, you're all gonna like this, but Skep, I think you're really gonna like this.
So this is going to make me sound really, really unprofessional. We released a new...
Oh, sorry. All right, let's roll that back.
So this is going to make me sound really, really unprofessional. We released a new major version of this software, and the first thing it did when people opened their existing query files was to corrupt them and stop them from working. So the support chap came to me and said, the new software has fucked the med files. And I went, so you want me to write something to unfuck the med files? And he said, yes. And so I booted up Visual Basic 6, and the two hardest problems in software, naming things and cache invalidation.
Yeah, I once tried to name something the Distributed Unified Management Function Utility Kit, and I had to actually put the brakes on it because people didn't realize I was kidding.
I'll call it the Medfile Unfucker. I'll think of a proper name before we release it. Once I'd done that, I kind of rolled with it. So the dialog box that it popped up said Medfile Unfucker in the title bar, and then it had a file selection button that said choose file to unfuck. And then when you'd chosen it, it just had a big button that said unfuck now. And when it had finished, it said file unfucked successfully. And I gave it to Chris, and I said, can you just test that, make sure it works, and then I'll sort of make it right for releasing to the customer. And then I didn't hear back from him because Chris released it. Because of course he did. He released it to all our customers. I don't think I did very well in my annual review that year.
I would have given him a bonus, honestly. This is highly relatable for me, Skep.
Yeah. But I think probably all of us who have gone through something like that, I left snarky stuff, especially when I was initially, when I was first programming stuff, and I was writing code for applications, and I would put snarky little things like that in there. It never happened to me that anything got out into something that made it into a customer's hand or in production code, but it did happen to other people where some stuff got out. And of course, we all remember the WordStar story, where the copy protection thing came up and said the seeds of crime bear bitter fruit. Fucking your master disk now.
I like it.
And there are stories like that. It does happen, and it's kind of an immature thing to do, but it's still fun. It still makes me happy.
Yeah. The these are the kinds of things that used to happen. I don't think we're going to see much of this now that it's just big companies and design committee and
yeah, exactly. It's the you and I are dinosaur programmers.
Well, I could work for a startup and be just fine.
You could, but you wouldn't. I don't think you would be happy.
Actually, programming isn't really my number one skill. There's a lot of things. I mean, I'm good at programming, but there's a lot of other things I can do even better than programming.
You're wasted as a programmer.
Yeah, that's not really. That's why people say, "Oh, AI is going to take over programming." Whatever, don't care. So anyway,
programming is a vocation. What you do is a profession.
Yes. Let's see. Talked about that. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to see just what will make the three people here happiest on whole. Well, we should mention this. Fugees rapper Pros Mikel receives 14-year sentence for illegal contributions tied to Obama campaign. Yeah, there's no election fraud. It's fine. Everything's fine. So Grammy Award winner rapper Prokazrel Pros Mikel of the Fugees was sentenced on Thursday to 14 years in prison for a case in which he was convicted of illegally funneling millions of dollars in foreign contributions to former President Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign. Yeah, he got a bunch of money from some foreign people, and then he gave it to other people and then had them donate it, essentially trying to clear the trail.
Foreign people.
Sorry?
Who were the foreign people?
Oh, let's see.
And his parents are Haitian, so it's probably leaning toward the French pronunciation.
Okay.
So it's Michelle, probably.
It is.
I am absolutely terrible at remembering these things. Let's see. From Haiti, former member of the Fugees, childhood friends with Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean. Let's see. From Malaysian billionaire Low Tek Joe, also known as J-Ho Low, and steered some of that money through straw donors to Obama's campaign.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. It's
Malaysian billionaire Low Tech.
Yeah.
I think that is Islam. That's Islamic money.
He has been wanted by Interpol since 2016. And his alleged role in one Malaysia development Berhad scandal, one of the largest financial frauds in history, where over $4.5 billion was misappropriated from state-owned funds. He's considered the mastermind behind the scheme, but he denies the allegations, but he's been on the run since.
The ironic part is that the Fugees were big Democrat supporters back in the late 90s, where Ghetto Superstar and the tragic something of Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean were constantly ragging on, and this is before I paid attention to American politics at all. But I remember this because it was in pop culture, something I've always been intrigued with, always constantly ragging on Republicans and the RNC for, possibly, potentially, taking dirty money and foreign influence and blah, blah, blah. History just rhyming with itself again. So, funny.
And he's allegedly living in Shanghai on a forged Australian passport.
Well, this next paragraph is worth a read. Mikel said during trial that he viewed Lowe's payment as free money and accepted the millions over the course of 9 months to help Lowe secure a photo op with Obama. Yeah. So the Malaysian billionaire got a photo op with Obama out of it. And God, there's so much, even if there was no direct communication about, hey, I'm handing you a check with dirty money. Yes, thank you for this dirty money. Even though that conversation never took place, man, you could just strain your eye winking that much. You could pull a muscle in your eyelid from all the winking that must have been taking place. Because clearly people know, because that guy Lowe isn't going to be getting a meeting with Obama for no reason, because that's just not a thing that tends to happen. I don't know. Yeah. This all is just disgusting to me.
I just loved the fact that his name is Low Tech Joe.
Yeah. How did that guy make all of his money? Do we know?
I am looking. What did you do, you little bitch?
Yeah, I was really just sort of following the.
Well, I know he went to a
domestic
very
part of it.
He went to a very nice school here in the States.
Stolen over $4.5 billion from state-owned Malaysia Development Berhad. Beneficiary of numerous discretionary trust assets.
All sounds
so
very
basically,
legit.
he's just been a career con man and just stolen money from people. He's never. Oh, he was born to a wealthy Malaysian Chinese family. Doesn't say what they're. Oh, iron ore mining, liquor distilleries in Thailand, real estate. And his father founded investment holding company MWE Holdings in Hong Kong.
So Nepo baby and alleged fraudster.
Well, I mean,
no, not alleged. Like this guy is.
Well, was he convicted? That's why I'm just using the A word because I'm trying to.
It looks like he was never caught to be convicted, but the main charge is money laundering.
Yeah. So alleged. I have to use the
an investment group that included a Malaysian prince, Kuwaiti sheikh, and friend from the UAE. Become ambassador who went on to become ambassador to the United States and Mexico, and is now one of the most powerful right-hand persons for the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
this guy's getting in large.
He's connected.
But he did stuff for Abu Dhabi, Kuwait. He was a supporter, like a backer of Red Granite Pictures, which did Wolf of Wall Street and Dumber and Dumber 2. He has recovery rights for both movies, which should be a terrifying thought process.
Lowe allegedly purchased a $325,000 white Ferrari as a wedding gift for Kim Kardashian. The Department of Justice was reported to have sought restitution from other famous celebrities who had received gifts from Lowe, among them Leonardo DiCaprio, who has since returned, get this, the Picasso and Basquiat paintings that he was gifted. That Miranda Kerr, who returned diamond jewelry with a market value of $8 million. He invested $100 million into the Wolf of Wall Street. This guy is just everywhere.
It's just trying to China and all the rest of that kind of stuff, trying to get in to do propagandizing stuff. It's the reason why I love
this guy's rap sheet is pages.
And he's the one who got caught. Imagine how many of them that haven't gotten caught.
Yeah, right.
He's small fry.
Discovered, not caught.
Well, that's what I mean. But at the same time, but the thing is that I'm going to be a real big jerk. But looking at his picture, I have a feeling that he's the scapegoat. He was the cover, not the actual perpetrator of it.
Don't worry, you can't be worse than me.
But that's the thing, is that very often with Malaysia, everywhere, States, Canada, England, very often they'll have a scapegoat, especially when they're younger, and they'll kind of air quotes disappear, which usually means they're dead. But he'll never be found. Not unless China, and not unless all the crap that's happening in China and the party and the people who are trying to rise up against the CCP actually succeed. But even then, I don't think they'll hand him over because they won't even know who he is, because he'll probably have changed his name by then.
Can we move on?
Go for it.
Well, this just really. I started going down the rabbit hole and just seeing where this guy's done some shit. It was really interesting.
A lot of
good article to bring up.
A lot of layers to this onion. So, just a couple quick little space and aeronautics
Chinese
things.
onion.
Comet C/2025K1 Atlas splits into 3 pieces after a close brush with the sun. It is so cool that we get these kinds of images. I love technology. So this is not the Avi Loeb space invaders out of the solar system thing.
Free Eye Atlas, no.
Yeah, this is the other big comet, and it got close to the sun, and it just broke up into several different pieces. You can see it a little more easily here. A lot of comets don't make it past the sun. A close approach to the sun is not what you want to do when you're basically a big ball of ice. And between the gravity and the heat and all the other stuff, this comet is
very disruptive.
Yeah, not doing so well. You guys remember when Shoemaker Levy broke up into 9 pieces and slammed into Jupiter?
Absolutely.
That was fun. That was fun.
Goaltender of the solar system, Jupiter.
Yeah, I actually watched the stuff come back live in an auditorium with about 200 people when that happened. That was an event in my life. That was pretty cool. But the fact that we can get these kinds of images and share them is just so outstanding. Comets really aren't that interesting to me. Watching them break up into pieces is about the only way they can get my attention. So, I mean, they're cool, and I've looked at them through telescopes, but they're just not that interesting, really, to look at.
Yes, but this is what makes 3i Atlas so unconventional as far as comets come from, as we understand how comets and these bodies work, is that it's supposedly skirted the gravitational pull of Jupiter, had a air quotes course correction around Jupiter, and another one on the far side of the sun, and like this guy should have acted more like what happened to 3K, or with the other one that you just mentioned that broke up and crashed into Jupiter. Like, I mean, by all accounts, yes. By all accounts, 3i Atlas should have followed one of these other routes, but it hasn't yet, which is kind of crazy to me. And I'm kind of like, I'm not on board with the whole aliens thing, but it could be aliens, but it could be something that no. In all seriousness, it could be something that we just have an element, a mineral, something that we haven't discovered yet as humanity that may have been extrasolar in origin. Like, we know it came from outside the solar system, but I mean, like the materials themselves, in that it's maybe it's something that actually acts like some sort of magnetic material where it gives off gravity, or a different type of radiation that changes the way things, all these weird, wonderful, plausible, because, that's more plausible than, oh, it's an alien spaceship that has like, a rocky crust or something, like, just weird, wonderful stuff that I love reading about.
Hey, I love good science fiction too. I think this, in terms of TOS Star Trek, is probably one of the underappreciated episodes. For the world is hollow and I have touched the sky.
Yeah.
Fantastic episode.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that because there was some really good character development that took place in there. It's a great story. So yes, I want the comet to be hollow. I want it to be like the thing on the Orville. I want it to be all those things. But I think that really, a lot of what you see with a comet is just, I don't remember which law of motion it is, but Kepler laid these things out. What we've got is an ellipse. We've got equal areas and equal times. And as you get closer to the foci of these things, you start sweeping, you move faster because you have to sweep out a bigger distance, closer, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I know I just yada, 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 Kepler. But nowhere in there is there like a mass number, right? We just know this is the behavior of these things in these orbits. And there's a whole bunch of things when you start trying to do the math where the numbers we plug into the models are just educated guesses.
Right.
Yes.
There's so much we don't know about the mass of these things because we don't really have a good handle on the density. There's just like, so it's cool to see these things and figure out how they move and all that sort of stuff. But
we're still guessing.
What really excites me is when we land something on these.
Yes,
that is something into them.
Oh,
that makes me, I just think that's amazing.
We take something and we smash it into it, and we learn so much more about these things when we do stuff like that. And these sample return things, because you can only tell so much from like a near infrared spectrograph. That's just
but we can't do something. We can't do that with something like 3i. It's moving too fast.
Well, I don't think there's like an unexplained physical force or anything like that going on. That seems implausible.
Well,
to
there
me.
is,
but we don't know. We just don't know what all the numbers are in the model. That's the real problem.
No, not necessarily, Harry, because there are these sharp course corrections. You're right. It could just be well. At the crux of it, we don't know what it is made out of. We don't know what's inside of it. But my point is that there are so many unknowns that's what excites me. I don't ultimately believe it's aliens. I don't know if it's some weird material that we haven't discovered yet. All I know is that it's done these weird course corrections that we've never observed yet, and that it's giving off carbon dioxide as opposed to like water vapor, like a traditional.
Yeah, it's from someplace very, very cold. And I'm actually totally happy to have the more sci-fi speculative conversation, as long as I'm clear with people that's the kind of conversation I'm having. It's like I'm setting aside my skeptic hat for now, and we're just going to have a good time with this and think about all the million different things that could be going on. I mean, I want to make sure that the numbers are correct in terms of what we're observing. You want corroboration, because one measurement is not enough. There's a lot of things that can happen, but I don't want to beat this horse to death. The comets are cool. We definitely need to send more missions to them where we gather samples and crash shit into
the
them.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, actually, exactly. I really do love this episode of Star Trek, though. It's a great one.
A fantastic one.
God, some of the writing was so good on that show. As bad as Shatner's acting was, some of the writing was so good.
I think season 3 as a whole was probably my favorite of all TOS.
Yeah. Oh well,
it really found its footing. It had a fan base to keep it going, and the people who were involved in the project. And I'm not talking about the screen actors. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes that make the shows like these happen. Were like comfortable enough to start just doing what they wanted to do.
Okay, and Serenity is probably off getting dealing with dogs, right?
That's what we understand.
Okay. Let me.
What was that other one?
So I'm going to show you something, and I don't know. I'm terrified. This seems like it's going to be a bad thing. There was a time when I thought this is going to be a great story, but now I'm just scared because everything sucks. So brace yourself. The Stargate universe is getting an overdue reboot.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, it's being rebooted by Amazon, dude.
Oh, fuck no.
You're not going to have a good time.
No.
Amazon acquisition of
Why
MGM
would MGM sell it to...
is slowly but surely spurring a small screen renaissance, with the studio's forgotten IP poised to find a second life on Prime Video. Amazon has given the green light to a handful of shows based on erstwhile MGM properties, from Elle, a Legally Blonde prequel series, to a new Tomb Raider adventure. Okay, that could actually be good. There's more in the pipeline too. Amazon's recently dusted off another major, if somewhat forgotten franchise, forgotten by who really, one that could be a streamer's answer to sci-fi behemoths like Star Wars and Star Trek. After over a decade, the Stargate franchise is getting a new lease on life. Amazon has greenlit a new series, for now just called Stargate, that will kick off a bold new chapter in the 30-year-old sci-fi saga.
Now, is Malazi a part of this?
Stargate Atlantis alum Martin Giro will develop the series alongside Dean Devlin. Actually, Dean Devlin's pretty good. And Roland Emmerich, the duo that first brought the world of Stargate to life. Now, those are good people. Those are good people.
That's a good start.
But we know what Amazon's going to do. I'm just saying that the ramp to the Stargate is going to be wheelchair accessible. You know that it's going to just be a shit show.
Hello, the Malp is on wheels, dude. Like,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know. Well, let's not pretend that Taylor there wasn't a fucking Mary Sue.
Well, yeah, she kind of was.
Like, there's no way in hell in any reality she's taking down John Shepard or Ronan Dex in hand-to-hand combat. I don't care. I do not care. She's like, even when John Shepard was like mentally retarded he's still kicking her ass.
We're talking about Rachel Luttrell, I think is her name.
Yeah, they're on the right in the middle between Ronan and Shepard.
I thought in Atlantis she was fine. She seemed fine. Well, she was sort of doing
knew
that.
everything and she could kick anybody's ass.
Well, she didn't really know everything. She was a little simple in some ways because she was she wasn't like a super sophisticated technical person.
No. Sorry.
She was good in the stories.
She knew
because
everything
could
about the galaxy, about the Atlantean galaxy.
She could ask questions for the audience. So a lot of times her role was pretending to be stupid so that the audience could have a question answered. She was a writing device. And it wasn't always good writing advice, but if the question needed to be asked by the audience, she was their proxy in a lot of the stories.
I am not afraid to admit I liked Atlantis more than I liked SG-1. As a whole unit, SG-1, after like season 4, I was just like, I don't care anymore.
I liked SG-1 until basically MacGyver
5?
started phoning it in and it turned
Season
into
5.
Farscape. That's whole
exactly what I'm
Ori
talking
thing,
about,
I
Harry.
just don't want to deal with any of it.
Where he became the general, Hammond stepped down.
Yep.
And that was season 5. Yeah, that's when first 4 seasons, mwah, chef's kiss. It was great sci-fi. It was fun. It was adventurous. They had reign to do pretty much anything and everything they wanted to within their budgetary constraints.
Well, I told you I was rewatching all of the Dead Zone. Didn't I mention that?
You did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so it's funny because, of course, there's this sort of clique of people who film in Canada. There's the Vancouver ones and the Toronto ones, and they didn't always mix. You know,
See eye to eye.
Your Don Davises don't always hang out with your Maxim Roys. It's just like, you know, you don't know which one it's going to be, right? So, sorry, so many actresses and actors from Toronto that I've seen on TV shows. God, I'm sorry, getting distracted. But there was an episode of Dead Zone in season 4 where it was like a Stargate reunion. So they had General Hammond and Dr. Fraser, and I've just been enjoying looking at all the different people who showed up in there before they became big and famous. There was another episode where there were a few Galactica people in the same episode. That was fun too. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway.
Very cool.
See, I pay attention to detail.
Beau Bridges, I will say, was a decent replacement for Hammond, Landry.
Yeah,
but it just, you're right. When MacGyver started phoning it in, you kind of like it lost something.
Yep.
So a lot of the problem when people say, "Oh, Netflix has got this," "Oh, Amazon has got this," they're just the distributor. They're not the production. So yes, should Netflix be like, maybe we should pull Cuties? Yes, I will agree with somebody when they say that. If somebody says, "Oh, well, Amazon ruined Lord of the Rings," no, they didn't. They distributed it. I forget the production house, whoever made the actual show, the Rangs of Power, is fully entirely responsible, because you also get some really great stuff out of some of these distribution networks. Like I've told you, there's some stuff I've found on Apple TV I really liked. There's stuff on Amazon I've really liked. So, you know, Amazon bought MGM Studios.
Yes, they bought the whole damn thing.
Oh, brain fart.
With his Bezos bucks. I mean, as a fan,
it all spends.
As a fan, and I mean, I'm not really. God, am I really a huge fan about anything at this point? I'm a fan of Hillary Hahn. Yeah, there's a handful of things that I really am sort of a fan over, but I've never really kind of gotten lost in the fandom, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's just fun watching. Like I've never been too excited about, like, sure, I'll get a little passionate about new Trek because it's not that it's just bad. If it was just bad, I could ignore it. But it's bad and then spits in my face and tells me I'm a bad person for not liking it. And it's like, welcome back. That's you know, I can deal with something that I don't like. But I can sit down and, yes, I watch Star Trek far too much, but I'm not as vehemently like obsessed with that or Star Trek, Star Wars or Stargate or any of these properties, Warhammer 40K, like none of them. Like I'll take the good and I'll leave the bad. It just I'm not as invested as like fans, actual fans, fanatics about this stuff. So like, are there episodes of like we were just talking about SG1? I wish I could forget. Sure. Are there episodes of SG1 that I absolutely love? Sure, but I'm not going to lose any sleep if this reboot comes out and it's just not the same. It doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi. But if it's a fun watch, I'll watch it.
Well, I hope that it's good. I don't want it to suck.
I hope it's good because I want to be entertained.
And I probably am actually a proper fan of Star Trek TUES.
There was something else that MGM had their grasp around the testicles of, another IP. What was it?
Dude, that's way too vague.
No, because the two big ones were Stargate and
Farscape?
No.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me more than. Was it a space thing? Was it a
I don't remember. It just I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, honey.
Well,
it wasn't the Bond franchise, was it?
Well, yeah, the Bond franchise is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're.
Okay. So then that was it. That was it. That was the other big IP that I think that they're probably going to start doing a full reboot over, given the acquisition, because that's what Amazon wants. Amazon wants to create franchises, and the production company, again, name's escaping me, who did Rings of Power,
you mean
really
MGM
shit
Studios?
the bed.
MGM Studios is the one who did that because they're owned by Amazon.
No, I don't know.
Well, we got to keep things moving.
Yeah,
so,
let's go.
They're going to do a reboot of Stargate, and it used to be that I would be so excited to hear something like this, and now after so many years of The Message, whatever you want to call it, I'm just afraid. It's like if somebody came to me and said, "Oh, we're going to remake Ferris Bueller's Day Off," I'd be like, "No, don't do that." We're going to remake Lawrence of Arabia. No, don't do that either. Don't remake.
Not even for modern audiences?
Don't remake Bridge Over the River Kwai. Don't remake any of this shit. Just don't. Just make something new. Just make something new. But it's not everything. I mean, I didn't particularly mind them redoing a Mary Poppins thing with Emily Blunt. That was fine. I mean, there's a lot of things I honestly don't hate, Serenity. I know I seem like I hate everything. Like that Christopher Robin thing with who was
that
in
movie.
I thought that was a lovely little thing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And, like Jim Cummings was the voice of Pooh and Tigger, which is as it should be.
Yeah.
Like
was it Ewan McGregor who was in it?
Yeah, it was Ewan McGregor. You're right.
It was a lovely little movie.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. The Wonka movie, it goes more off the books, but the Wonka movie's good with Timothy Chalamet.
I don't hate things. I mean, honestly, I don't even hate the remake of Dune, although I think that it's a
little too far up its own.
I thought the music. Okay, we can stop tickling Zimmer's balls at some point. He's not.
Let the man rest.
He doesn't need to be fluffed up quite that much. It's like, it's good, it's fine. You know, Aboriginal throat singing, fine, whatever. You know, it's
no Christopher Nolan.
It's fine, but
it's like, just let the poor 90-plus-year-old man rest. God dang.
Yeah, it's okay. We're fine.
Stop taking him off the shelf, blow the dust off of him, and go in and let him do.
I recently saw him do a return concert, and that guy still got it.
Oh, I'm sure he does. But it's like at certain points.
I'm just saying, I was impressed, because like you said, he's like 94 or something now, and he was. It was incredible. Like I was transfixed. I don't normally watch Instagram reels, but I watched the full 5-minute reel or whatever.
Him and Joe Hisaishi, who does all the Studio Ghibli stuff, they're amazing to watch. And Joe Hisaishi, for anybody on the East Coast, sorry, Harry, of America, Joe Hisaishi has started his what is it called when a conductor sits in with a specific symphony? Residency? Is it called residency?
I thought it was residency.
He started his residency with the Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra. So you have a chance to see him.
Fine orchestra.
But it's also other bit of trivia. I believe it's Zimmer's son is the lead singer of Toto, and he sung the Gummy Bears cartoon show's theme song. I got a lot of random shit in my head, but anyway,
I'm trying to remember who the more famous conductors of the Philadelphia Orchestra. I'm trying to remember who is coming to mind. I know that I was thinking about the Boston Symphony and Seiji Ozawa, but
yeah, but I will give it a chance because I will always see, because they've got some of the people from the original Stargate in the production,
and we've all got Amazon Prime, so it's not going to cost us anything. Anyway,
I would just, it's like, as long as they don't try, like, is it an actual reboot, or is it a continuation, or is it just in the universe?
Which,
or is everybody just Stargate? Yeah. Are they
complete reboot
of just universe, or the entirety of the Stargate universe?
The entire thing. They're starting it at discovery of the Stargate and going from there again.
Okay. Well, we'll see what it does. I mean,
as Harry brought up, they do have a couple of the right people in place already. So we'll see.
Who are we thinking of, Assassin, if Hans Zimmer is 68? That sounds wrong.
I'm just talking about the guy who did the music, and I can't remember who it was.
I know who I'm getting confused with. You're right, Assassin. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm being a goober.
So, you know what's a good movie that you guys, sci-fi movie that you guys probably or may not have seen? This.
I've seen The Arrival.
Maybe you have. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure.
Sure you dude. Like,
it's actually a great. This is one of these very underrated sci-fi movies.
Yeah, it's really good. I liked it
because it's really a sci-fi action movie. Yeah.
I also liked Contact. I liked Contact.
And the fact that Charlie Sheen is in it and he's really good just shows you that before he had all the tiger blood and the drugs and stuff going through him, he was great.
This is because of the tiger blood.
Yeah.
Sure. He just revealed his secret.
This is a really fun movie. I like this movie quite a bit.
Always been a great actor.
Yeah, yes, I think it's a good movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's one for people that could check that one out.
Who are we thinking of then, Serenity?
We're probably thinking of the Star Wars conductor.
John Williams?
That's probably who we're thinking of. Because he's 90-something.
Are we allowed to even say his name? Okay. So, can I move on to the next thing?
Go for it.
Okay. I love this.
Yeah, he is 93.
Okay.
Jesus Christ,
I love this next thing quite a bit. This is one of my favorite things of the week. Okay, this is a paper, Unexpected Events and Pro-Social Behavior, the Batman Effect. So basically, they did a study where they had a woman who appeared to be pregnant walk onto a train with an observer. And then that's sort of like the control. And then they had the same thing happen, but then had somebody else walk into the train as well, separately, dressed as Batman. And they found that when Batman was on the train, a much higher percentage of people would offer their seats to the apparently pregnant woman. So passengers were significantly more likely to offer their seat when Batman was present, 67.21% of the time versus 37.66%. Notably, 44% of those who offered their seat in the experimental condition reported not seeing Batman. Okay, so all Batman has to do is show up. You don't even have to see him, and you're nicer to pregnant women.
Oh, dear God.
Well, I think it's probably along the lines of one person saw him, so they reacted, and because the one person did the action, other people saw the action and were like, oh. Maybe that's it. But hey, good to see money going towards something. I don't fucking.
Well, Batman's pretty great.
I like Batman.
I like Batman. Hey, I mean, well, I've told you I'm more of a DC person than a Marvel person, so
valid.
I admit my biases.
Guess what?
What?
His parents were killed.
Yeah.
His parents are dead, Harry.
Yeah. By Martha. Or, his parents were Martha. And Superman's parent was Martha. It was good. I know. Coincidence? I think not.
Terrible Zack Snyder writing? I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, Zack Snyder, you poor little thing.
So there's like a whole bunch. Let's see if I can do this here. There's a whole bunch of these things that I've seen with Pete Holmes, where he does sort of this Pete Holmes Batman skit thing. And he's actually pretty damn funny, the comedian.
Hey, man.
Have you seen any of this stuff?
Nope.
No.
Oh, right, really?
I don't even know who Pete Holmes is.
Suit? Yeah. Real cool.
You clearly don't mean that.
All black. Cape. I mean, where do you get these super ideas?
Okay, I didn't steal this from you, if that's what you're implying.
Why stop there? Why not drive my car, sleep in my mansion, get tipsy, and tongue kiss my butler?
You just...
I know what I said.
Hey, I have things to do.
Let me just cut to the quick.
Anyway, that's Pete Holmes. There's a lot of this material if you want to go looking for
Is
it.
Trump Batman?
I do enjoy good comedy sometimes. Yeah, Pete Holmes as Batman is pretty good. And of course, we've always seen How It Should Have Ended. Those are with the Super Cafe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice when the characters have been developed to the point where you can actually make satire about them. Just throwing that out there, because you couldn't do that if they weren't actually fleshed out and well written, because it just wouldn't work.
I have to do this on behalf of Silver Raven Wing. His parents were killed by Joe Child, you uncultured swine.
That's one telling of it. Yes,
I know.
But that's what I've been saying for quite a while now, Harry, is because characters like Batman, Superman are so well ingrained into the American mythos, we don't need the 50th fucking origin story. You can do a day in the life of style movie of a lot of these heroes, and it will be accessible to new and old audiences alike. And they keep going and doing origin stories. So it's like, fuck off.
You make a valid point.
I want to see, like, the origin stories I want to see are the characters that they haven't touched that are cool if they are written by the right people and directed by the right people. I want to see Q. I want to see Huntress. I want to see Black Canary. I want to see Martian Manhunter. I want to see Green Arrow. Like, not the CW BS, the actual stuff. That's
appearing at I don't think it was the closing credits, but it was the end, like the end of the movie of Justice League. No, was it Justice League or was it Batman versus Superman? Regardless, showing up, I got chills. Not because he looked great, but because I've always been a huge fan, and I wanted to see him on the big screen. And because the movies did so poorly and were critically kind of, we never got to see it. So if they gave us an movie, just a standalone movie, hey, this is and he does some stuff and saves the day, and nobody knows who he is yet. So it's kind of like, not big news as like Barry Allen or Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent. Like, like you could still do something like that. Again, DC's big screen failure is that they wanted to rush what Marvel took 2 decades to do.
Yeah.
Marvel built up their character. We didn't get Avengers before we got Captain America,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have some entertainment for you. This will make you this will cheer you up.
One of the world's greatest manualists, also known as a hand farter, and we have him here tonight, and he's going to play with the Zambonis. Please welcome Mr. Bruce Gaston.
Good job, Bruce.
Hey, man, he's got talent.
Yeah.
Weird, but go for it.
Yeah, I had actually completely forgotten. I used to be very good at that. When I was a kid.
Surprises me not one bit.
Yeah. It's except I'd usually do it to Chuck Mangione songs because I thought it was funnier.
Oh, now that everyone's now I have to look something up. Oh god.
So I won't play any more of that. I just think I love the fact that this is still a thing even in the modern day. This is one of these things I have to be careful. It's like, should I or shouldn't I? I have 2 of these, and one of them says maybe I shouldn't show this. So let me click on
You definitely should show it.
You really want me to show it?
I definitely do.
Okay,
I'll
fine.
just ignore you. I'll just ignore you. That's impressive.
Killed a man. Put a gun against his head.
Hands-free
Pulled my
Bohemian
trigger,
Rhapsody.
Now he's dead. Mama.
Oh God. Oh. It wasn't him playing the insinuation of what he was playing with. It was the off key hitting of the notes that was bothering.
Well, if you were pretending to play the piano with your genitalia, you probably would be off key occasionally too.
That still doesn't mean it's not going to bother me.
Okay. This is the one I was actually going to play.
Oh, you played this.
Oh, you
one.
played this.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I still like it. I'm going to play it again.
Yeah, no, continue.
Yes.
Continue. You're fine. You're fine.
Come here, Nixie. Dance with Daddy.
Now, I remain unconvinced that this isn't a synthesizer thing and that he's just acting it out, especially because of this last part. There's not enough air in that chicken to hold that note.
No,
That is
also-
fake, but it's still hilarious.
I love
That's a synthesized note.
That's what breaks your immersion. That chicken's not big enough to have that much air.
It's not.
I don't see the air hose going into it.
It'd go up its butt if it
I'm
did.
pretty sure he didn't actually use his penis to play that piano, but it's still funny. I don't care. I
No, this guy has a great sense
I
of
choose to believe
Hey,
that
man, go for it.
I choose to decide I don't care about whether it's real or not. Let's see. We have a whole bunch of stuff here.
Sad face.
Okay, so this is absolutely pointless. Now, I don't know if it being pointless makes it awesome or just makes it sad. You tell me. So I'm going to kill the sound here. So somebody created this incredibly tiny little offset smoker. It's this big. It actually
smoke.
It has a little smoke box, and it has like a hot smoke area and a cold smoke stack. And I don't know why this exists. I mean, I don't mind that it exists, but it's kind of cool, but except it's $400.
Oh, fuck that.
And this guy's pointing out here, this is his sponsor, that you can, for the same price as that little useless thing, you can get an actual like small big green egg thing, like a
big
Komodo
green egg,
smoker.
yeah.
So
Get a real smoker.
but at the same time, you know, much like I like tiny cannons and tiny things made out of metal really seem to appeal to the male brain, don't they?
Very much so. We do like
And the fact that it actually functions, that you can actually like cook food in it, why not? Except that it's $400. If it was like $40, I'd feel better about it. Absolutely
Hold me
pointless.
closer, tiny smoker.
Absolutely pointless, but at the same time, I'm really conflicted about this. Is this cool or is this stupid?
It's interesting.
It's kind of both. It has aspects of both. It has aspects of coolness that satisfy our male brains that like to see little things made, especially if they're intricate and made of metal and work correctly. And it just satisfies the male mind.
And fire.
Yeah, in fact, there's also fire.
It's like an easy bake oven for young boys.
That's what I was. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, like I mean, if Skep is gonna buy one of these and take one of his granddaughters and teach her how to smoke meats, this is the easy bake oven for the little one. But I could never justify.
Teach him how to do that in the full smoker.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool, but stupid, but cool. I really, honestly, am right on the razor's edge here. I cannot decide whether I like this or not.
The thing is that I like model trains, and there's some model trains that are more expensive than that thing.
Yeah.
So I can't judge. Like, would I buy
not
it?
on the basis
No.
of cost.
Yeah, I can't judge it on basis of cost. But I think it'd be a cool like novelty thing, not for $400. Maybe if you're gonna go, if it's actually made with care and not just mass produced in a factory somewhere across the ocean, and it's actually made like in the States or in Canada or something like that.
I'm almost
$200.
positive it's not made.
I know. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I have no problem if it's all done somewhere that does not have the equivalency of very close, well, actual slave labor. I wouldn't mind that cost, but I have a pretty good feeling it's not.
Mhm.
So, but it's cool for someone who's like, you got that expendable cash, you don't know what to get, you know the guy is statistically it's mostly men, but women too, who is into smoking. I'm sure they'd get a fucking little kick out of it. Like, I ain't gonna judge people for weird novelty shit. Do it.
It's pretty.
It makes you happy and you got the money for
Great
it. You ain't
fun.
going into debt. Go for it.
The
little thing.
Well, the weird thing about this is they actually did make it out of relatively heavy metal, but you have to because otherwise you can't
you can't
cook
do
anything. Because part of the problem with smokers is they don't scale down very well.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to manage the temperature over very long periods of time, and little tiny things can really disrupt the process. If you're smoking for real, you want that big thick steel because it's part of the temperature regulation of the thing. And as you make this smaller and smaller, the surface area to volume ratio gets all wonky, and this thing radiates heat really quickly. So you need that thermal mass, or you can't even fake it on the small scale without it. It can't just be like beer can material. You have to actually have some heft to it. And it's pretty hefty. It's a chunky little thing.
Is it steel or is it cast iron?
I think it's cast iron.
Yeah. You have to oil it to keep it from getting messed up.
Rusting.
Anyway, I found that to be kind of interesting. Here's a home inspection video for you, Skep.
All right.
Ooh, they put clear glue
Rub
on
cock on it.
everything.
Everything. The whole house is like that.
They still can't believe it.
That's how they
That's how you solve your problems. You just slather silicone caulk.
It's not duct tape, assholes.
Oh,
sure it is.
There's no problem that you can't fix with enough caulk and spray foam.
Three-dimensional duct tape, baby.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I was kind of aghast when I saw that.
That's like the horror stalagmite of home improvement right there.
Well, the thing that makes it funny is that if you look at the pipe behind it, there's nothing on that one. Now, I'm not talking about the metal one. I'm talking about the little like PVC connector that's up there that you can see. There's none up there. So that means that they did because what as everyone here probably knows, but still I'm going to say it for chat. You're supposed to turn all the faucets in the house on to see if anything leaks. I think they were doing that to try to like get in front of that, like hoping they wouldn't look at the pipe.
Well, at least they didn't try to optimize it by removing the P-trap. That those people,
those people need to be taken out behind the woodshed and dealt with.
Yeah,
the old Yeller was.
Those are the kind of people who will paint those wooden cabinets in that 1958 kitchen.
I'm back you in the next world.
Screw those people. So
what is wrong with people?
Oops! Cryptographers cancel election results after losing decryption key. So one of the world's premier security organizations has canceled the results of its annual leadership election after an official lost an encryption key needed to unlock results stored in its verifiable and privacy-preserving voting system.
I hate it when one of those private keys goes missing.
Yeah.
There you go.
The only way to basically obtain the results of the election is using a copy of this key, which, you don't make a bunch of copy backups. This is an important piece of data. But the person who was entrusted to it basically lost it.
Lost.
And so now they can't figure out what happened in the election of their organization. It's a bad look for a security organization to have one of the people who was managing the vote lose the damn decryption key.
Gosh. Once again, I think a lot of the world's problems would be solved by just having a rule of, all right, that's a major F up. You're going behind the woodshed. Come on.
Yeah.
Time for the old Yeller treatment.
An honest but unfortunate human mistake. Yep. It's not quite as bad. I mean, of course, you can always vote again, right? But this is not quite as tragic as you hear about these people who lose tens of millions of dollars of Bitcoin because reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just kind of makes me sad. I mean, I can appreciate that these people are victims. Should they have tried harder not to lose that shit? Yeah, but
probably.
You know, like I said, I'm not a fan of human suffering, but this is hilarious because these are literally professionals in this particular thing, and for them to screw up like this, it's pretty goddamn funny. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Because we are actually over time now. I think everything else we have can wait until next week. So, anybody have anything else?
No, it's I'm finished.
Okay, well then, just to sort of finish the show out, Japanese researchers have developed a soft robotic tongue that mimics the sensation of a real tongue. It has potential applications in therapy, elderly care, and robotic pets. I don't understand how this helps with elderly care.
Nope.
You're gonna give
Japan.
give Sheldon a tongue bath. I don't know.
Nope.
But I did check into this, and I believe they're trying to teach it how to lick the alphabet. Anyway, with that, this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The zoo is closed. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
To boldly go where no tongue has gone before.
Oh, God.